Hey guys, it's Tim O'Keefe, Spider Juice Technologies, and what you're looking down there is a bunch of white people enjoying a summer day at the booths, and that's fun stuff. Looks like it's a volleyball tournament, actually. But I wanted to talk about the shiny object syndrome, and we all get it, and it's something that's kind of gnawing on me. And there was a post not too long ago that I answered that has to do with mobile computing, and I think the problem is in most business people's from small to large, to be quite honest, unless somebody's just a total geek and can spend all day in front of the computer. But if you're in the real world, talking to real people, belly to belly, as Zig Ziglar would say, you're actually out there doing it, you don't have the time to really get it. And then the seminars come through town, and some dude or gal will teach you this stuff about SEO or blogging or mobile computing, which is the next big buzz that's going through, or social media. And because we don't understand it, we put it in a box of social media good, SEO good, and it's something I don't have, I don't get. So as soon as somebody gives me the right pitch, I'm going to jump on it. And here's the the Fiesta Hermosa Beach. It happens both holidays, at the beginning and the end of summer, as bookends. And it's something, funny enough, my wife always bugs me to go to, and I am the quintessential non-metrosexual. I have a hard time getting up, since we don't live in Hermosa Beach. We're like a couple towns over. That means there is like zero parking, and unless you get there at like 7 a.m., you're not gonna find a spot. You're gonna be looking for a good half hour to hour, or you got to bus in. Not my idea of a good time to go look at a bunch of trinkets, and that's my point. What is interesting is we go through this bazaar, and we go through all these booths, as you can see there, these little tents, and they have all this, quite frankly, crap that is interesting. It catches our eyes. It's eye candy. Look at all the colors. Look at all the people. Social proof, if you know what that means. That's from Robert Cialdini. We tend to do things in a group when we're unsure what the others tell us to do, which is why oftentimes seminars work so great for selling. But here we are. We see the booths. We see the people. It's cool. It's fun. People are drinking. People are having a good time. And it's a typical great summer festival. And it's amazing to me watching my own family. I like to be an observer. I like to see, even within my own family or other people, I like to watch, what are they doing? How are they behaving? And it's funny, because they'll look at either people I don't know in the group, or people I do, my family, my friends, and they'll look at stuff that is complete crap and act as if it's really, really cool. And sometimes it is cool. I'm not saying all these things are trash, but it's interesting what catches our eye. And then, like little children, we want, and we get it. And in technology, the problem is oftentimes we don't understand that which we're getting. And so, what I want to talk about is an interesting thing here. This is the app area for Google or Android, and you'll see that right there. And Google is, if you're on an Android phone, you'll see the Google store, I think. But what's interesting is a lot of people don't know the difference between an app and a website. Okay, right now we're looking at a website, but those things you download act independently. They're little icons on your phone, right? We see that, and they show up on your on your phone. Let me see if they have anything. I guess not, but you know what I'm talking about. You have it on your phone right now. If you have a smartphone, good shot that you do, and they give them out of the box to you. And if you and so you try to figure out some of them what they are. You click it, and all of a sudden, I just bought a new phone, and it's funny enough, I'm looking down at my phone right before I started this, and the thing is updating and trying to sync to my computer, and I'm like, what in the heck is going on here? I don't want you intruding. But some apps are really cool. Some people use apps for working out, and they track everything there, and they're really more or less online software. Online, it's like using Word online, or using any of Google Documents. If you've ever used any of that, that is more akin to what an app can be about, and it has a high value, high niche kind of scenario for you that offers high value. The problem is a lot of people in different industries will get sold a bag of goods. Oh, we'll make an app for you. And just recently, and by the way, I like teaching, where I'm teaching one thing, I'm going to reveal something to you. I'm teaching one thing, and actually I'm teaching something else while I'm doing this. This is how you create content on the fly, guys. I created I should say I answered a question in Facebook, and from that, it drove where I'm going with you right now. So I got Camtasia out. There's a million different screenshot video doodads that you can use, and basically I found a couple pictures. I'm telling the story, and it's really how you start. It's an easy way to create content. If you're in the real estate industry, Trulia doesn't make anything, right? They just kind of guide the ship. Realtors are giving them listings, they're giving them content. So what I want to show you is the post, and like I said, a lot of times I'll just take screenshots. I'm doing this from website to website. So here's the post, and I'm not dissing anybody's product one way or the other. I haven't even looked at the product, so I don't even know what it does. In the tech support group for real estate agents, by the way, if you're not in groups in Facebook, you're missing the boat. That's where you get clients. It's not, talking to your, some dude from high school. Or even a fan page. This is where you get the real clients, because you're talking to very niche groups, in my opinion. So anyway, there's another lesson, right? So they're talking about, an app, and somewhere along the line they morphs into responsive design. And responsive design is, if you've ever been on your iPhone or your Android or an iPad, and you go to a website and it doesn't fit, that's because it's stuck at a fixed width. Whereas responsive, it floats with the screen, because there's a problem going on in the design industry. And the design industry is where our screens on our desktops are getting larger and larger, like big screen TVs. Meanwhile, our phones have gotten smaller, right? Or our screens on our phones have gotten smaller. So, we got iPads, and so there's all kinds of different sizes, and so the easy fix is a responsive design. So they get into that, but one of the things that I mentioned that I'd like to talk about is, I said I think people are getting way too excited about apps. The question should be, why should I download your app? It had better have huge value, not just be here or MLS listings. Like, big deal. That's a commodity, right? An app is intrusive, almost like email. Remember, I was just saying how I look down and my app on my phone is doing stuff. I mean, what are you doing, thing? I mean, it's going to get deleted as soon as this video is over. I'm done. I mean, well, you're taking up resources on my phone. However, a website on the desktop or on a iPad or phone is safe and an entry point into your brand. Right? It's a website. I get that. I'm used to that. I'm not changing habits. Part of the reason I believe the world's moving to mobile is the old boomer adage, the baby boomers, I want what I want and I want it when I want it. That's our generation, right? And our kids are even worse. I mean, they wanted it yesterday before, and we should have known what they want before they wanted it. Isn't that the web and the internet? Making me exclude the 9 million other similar MLS sites doesn't feel right as a consumer. An app is not for commodity data. It needs to be mostly niche. So my point is that we need to think things through. And so what did we learn? We learned about apps, right? We learned about the difference, the responsive design. We learned that the mobile phone and a regular website can render a normal website like we're on right now, but of course Facebook is accessible through your browser online, but also other apps on your browser and apps on your mobile phone. So we also learned that we really need to kind of slow down a little bit and understand what it is we're jumping into. Like I said, an app is sort of intrusive, and that is really, I believe, another thing here is that people are trying to hide from us, the salesperson. People are hiding. They don't want to be sold, except they do. Okay, that's the part a lot of people don't say. Everybody wants to be sold, and you know, the easiest person to sell is the person who says they don't want to be sold, because you can go in through a side door and get them there. So your website should be something that brings them in, whether it be on a mobile phone or on the desktop. And you're dealing with people nowadays, the boomers and especially the kids, that don't trust anybody, right? They don't trust anybody. So why am I going to download your damn software onto my phone? Are you kidding me? I barely trust your website. I mean, that's the attitude people are having. I mean, you go to a website nowadays, there's malware, stuff and and it's not even, you're not even at, weird websites. You're just going to websites you follow on Facebook or whatever. All of a sudden you find out you got viruses. I mean, it's crazy, right? So people get freaked out. So they want to deal only in places they perceive that are safe. Okay? Facebook is perceived as safe. This group is perceived as safe. And what did I do? I wrote in there something other than me too. There's another lesson. Write in your posts or your blog, especially comments on blogs or Facebook or anything social, forums, write something other than, yeah, me too. The same thing everybody else is saying. Give people a aha moment. A light bulb goes off in their brain. Here's another lesson. I'm not going to sell anybody in this group probably that are active. Most likely. I'm not going to do it. Why? Because they're do-it-yourselfers. They're either at the level of where I am in understanding the web, or for the most part, with no offense to them, because they are busy. I mean, I'm sure a lot of them are doing business. They just know enough to be dangerous. And either way, they probably aren't going to do business with me. But it's the ones that lurk, the ones that are friends of theirs or are in the group just wanting to keep up and know enough to be dangerous, but they also know enough they are dangerous, and those are the clients. Okay, so that's how you find people in niches, and it may not be Facebook. If you're, say, a realtor or a plastic surgeon or a lawyer or something. There may not be groups like that within Facebook that fit your niche. However, there are groups out there. There's forums. There's all kinds of places. And that's where another lesson here, that's where I like to say to people, try that cool new googly thing and type in something like your specialty, right? Let's say it's, you do some sort of, you're a dentist and you specialize in orthodontics, orthodonticy, to make a word up, whatever the word would be, and you type it in and then you put a space in Google as forum, right? So let's just keep it simple here. Well, a dentist wouldn't call themselves braces, right? They would orthodontist forum. So use your vernacular of your business, not what your people would call it, right? Let's get to the right spelling. Not what your clients would call it, but which is, the words that when you're doing searches or you're doing keywords. Here's another lesson. When you're doing keywords or you're doing searches, use words that are for your audience. And then if you're looking for things within your industry, use words that your compatriots, your people that are of the same specialty would use. Okay. So let's hear. This looks maybe like it's something. So actually, I'm screwing up a little bit. I'm sorry. This would be if I want to network with other people in the industry. And you may find within this forum people that potential clients. I kind of doubt it. And I would think in orthodontics you need something a little bit more local. But here's a way to kind of troll dental braces forums. So, I mean, they're going for that keyword. You can tell by the words. There might be clients in there, right? It might be worth going through and seeing if there's any conversations that you can put in there. Or create a conversation. There's nothing wrong with creating a conversation as long as it's good information. You can go in there and create content that will get picked up in the search engines. If it doesn't, if you want to give it a little help, in other words, their internal pages aren't getting found, here's a clue. Link to it. Okay? Give it a link. Give it some social juice. Hey, here's a post I just posted. Put it on Facebook or Twitter. I just posted this over at bracesreview.com, blah, 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 forums. Okay? And now the site can get some social juice, and it could also get some get found in the search engines in Google, Bing, or Yahoo, etc. And it is you out there talking about your industry. And so you sort of, because this is kind of like the Hermosa Fair. Remember how we started this thing? Look at me, kind of using a metaphor, aren't I? So this is the shiny objects. The shiny objects are all this cool information, and the consumer goes to here, visible braces, traditional braces, oh wow, jaw surgery, etc., etc. And you can get in there and immediately establish, in most cases, yourself as an authority. And that is a article that you can put up that's better than going out and, people talk about content marketing. This is content marketing, baby. Okay, this isn't going and posting some article on some crappy article site. This is entering the conversation. This is social media. Okay, everybody thinks social media is Twitter and Facebook. Yeah, it is. But social media that actually gives you business is targeted content into your syndicates. This is a syndicate if you're a doctor or a dentist that specializes in braces. Okay? Now, you can go in there and, again, if you're into invisible braces and there's really no conversations or questions, then you can start one. Just say, start the thread off with a question. Use a question that your clients asked you this week on Invisalign. What is Invisalign? What does Invisalign, how much typically is it cost? How long does it take? Question about Vivera retainers. There you go. Okay? I'm going to have more information on letting the internet kind of create the content, but this is exactly, I originally started this from talking about apps versus websites. And really what we're talking about is marketing. Okay, I've flipped this over into marketing and how you can get out there. Now, one of the things that we do is we do this. Obviously, of course, you don't have the time. That's probably what's going through your head. And so, I hope you enjoyed this. It went a little long-toothed, but I do hope that you got the lessons here. I'm going to point them out. And I wanted to show you, and hopefully I sparked your imagination on how you can use the internet to create your content stream. Okay, hopefully you enjoyed that, and have a great day. It's Tim O'Keefe, Spider Juice Technologies.